Hey folks, it's Johnny here coming to you from right outside of Washington, D.C. And in today's film room, we are going to discuss one of the most useful tips for cutting under in the game of Ultimate Frisbee. Let's take a look. Now, up until very recently, most Ultimate Frisbee players who are just starting out have been tasked with learning the game themselves, learning the ins and outs, and especially picking up on little things that will improve their game exponentially. What I'm here to do is help disseminate useful tips and tricks to the game so that the more nuanced aspects of the sport of Ultimate will come to you more easily. One such nuance is the way that focusing on a defender's head tilt can help make cutting under a lot easier. As you can see in this video clip, the offensive cutter in dark gets wide open underneath on a seemingly simple cut. Now, how does he do it? Well, in order to answer that question, let's take a look at the defender wearing the white shirt for a moment. The defender is in hot pursuit until, at a key moment in the offender's cut, he turns his head. Now, is it a coincidence that the offender in dark stopped to slow down and turn around when he noticed the defender looking the other way? No, of course not. It was a deliberate move on the offender's part to make his job and the job of his teammates a lot easier. And there were a couple of conditions that the offender was reading before he made this veteran move on his cut. The first is the fact that both he and his defender were moving their momentum in a similar direction with a similar speed. The other condition that the offender had by keeping his head up and on a swivel was that he was able to monitor the disc and the vision of his defender while he ran. This allowed for him to pick the most opportune time to slow down and change direction while his defender continued his motion at speed in the now wrong direction, giving the offender a lot more separation when he cut underneath. Despite the fact that he didn't get the disc on this play, the offensive cutter made a very savvy cut by reading the two conditions that we talked about previously. One, by making sure that he and his defender were moving at speed in a similar direction facing away from the disc, and two, keeping his head up, reading the disc as well as his defender's field of vision. By combining these two factors and having an awareness of them both, cutting under becomes a game much more about reading the field than it does of being the best athlete out on the field. And that's how you play both hard and smart. That's it for today's film room and how to cut under. I hope this was a helpful video and that you'll be able to use the tips we discussed out on the field in your own game. Let me know how it goes, and until next time, peace.